On my Facebook page, I asked if you guys wanted me to do a question and answers kind of video, and I did get quite a few questions and things like that. I've never done one of these videos before. If you didn't get a chance to ask your question, just leave your question below in the comments, and I probably will do a couple of these videos. I'm going to make this a two-parter because I had a lot of questions and I don't want to make this video extremely long. So we're just going to get started, and I'm going to answer as many as I can in this video and probably do a part 2 as well. It says, were you vegetarian when you and Carrie met? Which is, Carrie's my husband if you're new to my channel. If not, when did you become a vegetarian and why? Actually, my husband was a vegetarian when I met him. I was not. It was like my sophomore year in college. I was getting more interested in animal rights, and I think someone did a speech in one of my speech classes or women's rights classes. I remember very clearly that someone did a speech about factory farming, and they gave out some brochures from PETA and stuff like that when I was a sophomore in college. So that kind of got me thinking about it. This was before I met Carrie. And then when I met Carrie, I realized how attainable being a vegetarian was and what a rewarding lifestyle it was. So a lot of people think that I converted Carrie to vegetarianism. He was actually vegetarian when I met him. As far as veganism goes, I went vegan in January 2011. My husband did not initially go vegan with me. He was vegan by default when we ate at home because he was too lazy to go out and get himself cheese and stuff like that. Like, basically, I refused to buy cheese for him. I told him that if he wanted those kind of things, he would have to go purchase it himself, and I did most of the grocery shopping, so it just kind of worked out that way. But especially this summer, he is committed to going vegan more. Like, when he's on his own, he eats vegan. When he goes and visits his family, he eats vegan. So it's not just when I cook for him. I feel like he's making those choices for himself now, which I'm so proud of. Why did you become a vegan? I became a vegan because if you get interested in animal rights and vegetarianism, I became a vegetarian before I became interested in cruelty-free makeup. Like, I just assumed that things weren't tested on animals. I didn't know like everything about it. It was something that I had just started getting. It is something I was interested in, and it's the reason I started my YouTube channel. I just felt like there wasn't a lot of vegan and cruelty-free channels out there, particularly vegan. I feel like there was plenty of sites focused on cruelty-free products but not vegan products, so that was important to me. It was something I was interested in, and the more you delve into animal rights, the more you realize that it's important to go vegan, not just vegetarian. I don't judge anyone that's not a vegan right away. I think it's a process for some people. It was a process for me. It took me a while to get to that point, but it is very attainable. It's the best decision I've ever made in my life. I became vegan because I feel like the dairy and veal industries are just as terrible as the beef and meat industries. I feel like they all are kind of the same evil, so I just don't want to contribute to it. And I think being vegan is just about doing the best you can within your budget and your resources. There are a lot of things that we can do, just little steps we make that make a huge difference for animals. How much weight have you in total lost since becoming vegan? This fluctuates for me. I have problems with emotional eating, and I've noticed since I quit my Phelps Youth Pavilion job, that was a very active job. I was like running after kids, cleaning, going up and down stairs a million times. I have gained a little weight back that I lost, which sucks, and I'm totally on board to lose some more weight. I need to exercise more. That's my problem, basically. I'm eating healthy, but I need to exercise in addition to eating healthy. So when I started being a vegan, I'm not ashamed to tell you how much I weighed. The heaviest I've ever been was 230 pounds, and I wasn't keeping track of my weight at that point. I was just so depressed. I was using food as like a comfort. I was emotional eating. My husband had lost his job. We were like very depressed and stayed at home all the time and just didn't feel like doing much of anything. It was a very low point in my life. And then veganism, I felt, just kind of turned it around. I lost about probably 30 to 35 pounds. I got down to like 190 was the lowest I've been in a while. I have goals to lose more. I definitely want to lose more weight, but I feel like I do need to add in exercise into my regimen if I'm going to do that. But I've consistently kept off about 20 pounds. I've gained about 10 in the last month or so, just because I haven't been as active, and I totally should be, and that's something I am trying to get back into. So my weight fluctuates. I've always had problems with my weight. I don't know. I feel like I just need to be active and exercise more, but I did and have lost weight through veganism and little else. So I think if I combine exercise with it and eat more raw foods, which is something I'm striving to do, I will continue to lose more weight and take off those 10 pounds that I gained back. You can eat junk food as a vegan. Like, just because you're vegan doesn't mean that you are going to necessarily be skinny, but it definitely does help. So you do have to keep in mind what you're eating and portion control, stuff like that. Those are things that I struggle with still, and I'm not skinny by any means. I'm not telling people that you're going to lose 1,000,000 pounds through veganism unless you combine it with exercise and portion control and just make sure you're eating healthy. So I'm trying to get back into that again. I don't want to gain any more weight back. I'm very conscious of the fact that I need to lose weight. Question number 4, what is your favorite vegan dish? Now, this is a hard question because I love food a lot. I don't really have a favorite, just because I love different things for different reasons. But I guess my favorite vegan dish lately, like in the last couple months, has been the beet burgers from Color Me Vegan. They are so amazing and healthy. I love that they taste really good in addition to being healthy. That is something I'm striving to do, eating more whole foods. Like, they're basically shredded beets, sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, parsley, onion, breadcrumbs, flour, and seasonings, and that's really all they are, but they taste amazing. They're healthy. They're just great whole food veggie burger. Question number 5, does it cost a lot to start your own cosmetic line? It definitely does. It's not something you should get into lightly by any means. It's something that you need to plan out. It's something that I saved for. It's something that I planned out in advance. It took me probably about 6 to 7 months of saving up to get all the materials I needed, and I think just kind of limiting what you're going to start off making. Don't start off making everything. Like, find a couple products you want to make and invest in those supplies, and just see what the supply and demand is, see what people want, get feedback from your customers. But yeah, you shouldn't go broke trying to start a cosmetic business, but you do need to save and invest for it. You're going to at least need to invest $500 to $600, and that doesn't include like everything. That doesn't include getting your own website, getting your own domain, signing up for a site to sell through. If you're going to sell through Artfire, that's about $10 a month. If you're going to sell through Etsy, you have to pay for fees to list your items. They take a portion of your sales whenever you sell something. So definitely getting your own website and shopping cart going is important. It's something that I'm working towards, but you're definitely going to spend at least $500 to $600 to get started, and that's just like very basic products. TKB Trading does sell starter kits. You just have to request a vegan version of it. That's what I did to get started. You have to let them know when you order that you want the vegan pack, because a lot of the colors in their kits do have carmine. So like most of TKB's reds and pinks do have carmine in them, so you have to request a vegan version of that kit, which is what I did, and they're totally great about doing that. You just have to make sure and emphasize and let them know that that's what you want. But that's what got me started in my business, and it was pricey, and buying all the packaging materials, you might have to hire a graphic designer. I'm lucky my husband is a designer, so he's able to help me with that aspect, but it probably would have costed a lot more if I had to hire a graphic designer in addition to everything else. So yeah, you're going to at least spend $500 to $600 to get started easily. It's not cheap if you want to do it right, but I don't recommend getting into making cosmetics lightly. You have to research, you have to make your own recipes, you need to test things out. It takes a lot of time and money, but I don't regret it. It's one of the best decisions I've made for myself, is investing in my vision, investing in my passion. Being able to make cruelty-free and vegan products is very important to me. The next question, where were you born and where did you grow up at? Do you have any siblings? That's kind of like 2 questions, but I grew up I was born in Waterloo, Iowa. It's where I currently live. I really want to expand and move somewhere else, but this is where I'm at right now. It's in the Midwest. It's a very conservative area, a very farming heavy area, lots of factory farms around here. It's pretty miserable for a vegan, but we're lucky we have like Hy-Vee grocery stores around here. They have a great health food section, so we get vegan foods here. It's really nice. But there's not like a vegan community, I would say. It's just very conservative for my taste. It's not something that, this is not somewhere I want to live forever, but opportunity hasn't presented itself to move yet, so this is where I'm at for now. I do have 2 siblings. I have a half sister. Her name's Jenny. She's 40 years old. So I know my dad got married right out of high school, his first wife, and so she's from his first marriage, and she has a son. He's 20, I want to say. No, he's 19, and he's in the military. So I have a nephew. He's in Afghanistan right now, so it's kind of scary. My other sister's name is Kelly, and she is a little older than me. She's about 28, I want to say. Yeah, 28 years old, and she lives in New York City. She went there on her own after college in a little U-Haul, and didn't have an apartment lined up or anything, so it's pretty incredible she's come as far as she has. She loves working with kids. She works at the YMCA and teaches swimming lessons, and she's actually become really successful with her music business. She teaches piano lessons and things like that, and she runs her own studio now. She just got her own studio set up, so I'm really proud of her. She's doing great. She went to college to major in music studies, emphasis in trumpet, and she plays piano and violin as well, as in addition to singing. So she's a very talented and musical person. The next question, what is your favorite product that you've made for P&P, Pumpkin and Poppy? My favorite product would have to be the oil absorbing mineral veil. I use this every single day. It doesn't matter what makeup look I'm doing. It goes with everything. It just sets my makeup, and I have oily skin, oily lids. It's like the only thing that keeps my makeup from melting off my face and not looking cakey at the end of the day. So this is definitely the favorite thing that I've made from my company. Question number 7, what do you like to do in your free time when you're not making Pumpkin and Poppy products? I am a little bit of a workaholic, so I do work a lot. I'm in my studio a lot making things, but I'm an artist. It's what I like to do. I also like to draw. I like to paint. I wish I had more time to oil paint. I've just been so busy lately. I'm the only one in my business, basically, so I'm the only employee. I do everything, so it's been taking up a lot of my time. I actually did go to college for oil painting, so that is a passion of mine as well. It's something that I want to get back into. It's something that's hard as a vegan to do, but I want to get back into it and start making my own oil paints and being able to control the pigments that go into my paint. So that's something I love to do. I also sing and I play guitar and piano. I also like to do karaoke. I like to go swimming. I like going for walks. I'm not super exciting. I don't go partying a lot. It's not really who I am. I used to do that more, but since I got married, I'm just not as into it. I love cooking. I love baking. I love movies. I'm a movie buff. You can probably tell from my line that I love movies because a lot of my collections are based on movies. So I love watching movies. Yeah, and just making things, creating things with my hands. I really am an artistic, creative person. Another question. How did your husband feel about you going vegan? Was he hesitant, or was he already vegetarian or vegan? I answered part of that earlier. He was vegetarian when we met. He was very hesitant about the vegan thing. He thought he couldn't give up cheese, and it's something we fought about for a while. It wasn't easy to convince him to go vegan, but you have to keep at it. If it's something you care about, just keep presenting them with facts, keep sharing why it's so important. I already had the animal rights thing in common with him when we started dating, so it was a little easier to convince him probably than it would be other people. But I think if you get them on board, making them watch Earthlings really helps a lot. Making them watch Earthlings really helps a ton. So if you can get them to do that, that will make them more open-minded to it. And I love to cook, and my food actually tastes better now that I'm vegan. I work harder at it. I try harder to make good things to eat. So he doesn't feel denied, and he likes it now. So yes, he was initially hesitant, but he's not anymore. The next question was going animal testing free in conjunction with your vegan lifestyle, or did you become animal testing free first? I became a vegetarian first, and then after that I started looking into the animal rights aspect of every aspect of my life, and I didn't even know about animal testing, to be honest, until probably about 2009, 2010, and it's something that I didn't get into till later, and then I became like obsessed with it. Like I hate being lied to. I hate when companies try to trick me or pretend like they're helping animals and they're not. So that's why I started Veggie Beauty. That's why I started my channel, and it's why I continue to do what I do. And definitely the more research I did, the more I wanted to do more for animals, the more that pushed me towards finally becoming vegan. So that definitely pushed me into becoming vegan. The next question, as a cruelty-free teenager, how do I get my parents on board, especially my dad? He seems not to be able to get his Crest toothpaste, and he seems not to be able to let go of his Crest toothpaste and Dove body wash. This is a really hard question. And it's harder to go vegan when you live at home with your parents and they're not on board. They're not on board with your veganism. It can be really tough. You can't control what other people do, though. You can try to introduce them to products. Maybe talk about why it's not good for their skin if they're not responding to the animal rights aspect. Maybe talk about why parabens are bad for their body. Maybe talk about why preservatives lead to cancer. I mean, you could talk about the health benefits of using more natural vegan products if the animal rights aspect isn't convincing them to go vegan or have vegan products. I recommend, if they're willing to be open-minded to you being vegan, just ask for like a small budget to buy some things for yourself. Just tell them that it's important to you. I think if you keep pushing the issue, but not to the point where you're like making them mad, just let them know it's something important to you, it's something you care about, and that you want to share it with them if they're open. I don't know. And I honestly think most vegan products I try I like so much better than my others. I think if they gave them a try, they would enjoy them more. I recommend the Kiss My Face toothpaste. That is like the best vegan toothpaste I've tried. And also, their skin is going to be a lot more moisturized if they're using cold pressed soaps instead of a body wash like Dove. So they're not going to complain as much if their skin feels softer. If you can just get them to try a sample, they might be more interested. They'd be like, oh, my skin's nice and soft. This is much better for my body. So if you can just get them to try a sample of something, get them to be open-minded. Don't push them to the point where they're mad at you, but like, don't let go either. Maybe for a present, get them some vegan products and just see what they say, see if they try them out. You can't force somebody to go vegan, though. That's the number one thing. All you can do is control what you do. The next question, how many hours a day and days each week do you spend on Pumpkin and Poppy? What is your average day like when working on Pumpkin and Poppy? Sort of like a day in the life. I don't work a 9-to-5 job. Basically, I pick and choose when I want to work. I don't work straight through the whole day. Like, I don't start 9 in the morning and then quit at 5. Basically, I work at least 8 hours every day, but it's not like 9 to 5. So I could work in the afternoon and then work till midnight. You know, like, it's really just, it depends on when I have time, what other commitments I have that day. But I definitely work at least 40 hours a week, if not more. It depends if I have a sale or I have a lot of things going on. If I'm working on making a collection, I definitely work more than 40 hours a week, I would say. But yeah, I'm definitely a workaholic. It's something that I need to work on. I need to balance my life a little bit more, but I work a lot. Basically, a day in the life, I get up, I answer emails, I answer questions, I work on blogging in the morning so I can have good daylight to blog and to film. I film tutorials in the day. And then at night, you know, in the afternoon to night, I will work on making products. I will work on restocking things. And then if I start packing orders for the day as well. I try to pack at least something every day to ship out. So I do that for at least an hour or two. And then if I get time, I start working on new products for Pumpkin and Poppy. I start developing recipes. All of my recipes are my own, so they do take me some time to make and to formulate. So that takes a lot of my time, just experimenting, trying different looks with my makeup, getting ideas for photos, getting ideas for promotional materials for my website, yeah, cleaning equipment, like not very fun stuff, but cleaning things, organizing my studio, taking stock of what materials I have, what I need to order. If I'm running low on something, I have to like keep track of that, and I have to order in advance because I'm in the Midwest. So if I run out of something, it's not like I can just go to the store and get it. I have to be on top of my stock. So that takes me a lot of time too.